Let's see what's hiding underneath this tea towel. Oh, lots of insects. Not real ones though. How many can you count? Press pause and count. This is a Christmas tree decoration. This is a pebble, a brooch, another brooch. This is a pair of castanets. This is a timer that I use when I'm cooking. And this is a little coffee cup. And this is an earring. I have another one to match. And here's another little brooch. Oh gosh, yes, people know I like bees and insects. And this little ladybird here, I made for a maths game. At the end of this video, there's a spot the difference. Today's lesson is about writing the numbers the correct way. And we start all of our numbers, which we call digits, at the top. And I'm going to use my left hand, L for left, to help me. Now, if you actually hold your pencil in your left hand, you're not going to be able to do this. So you will need to either borrow a left hand from somebody else if they have the time and they do this, or you can draw around your left hand and use that. We'll make a shadow. So why do we need our left hand? Because look, this is something my mother showed me. The number 1, if I put my hand down like this, I go inside my hand and there's the number 1. Starting at the top, coming down. I wouldn't waste time. Some people put this, some people do this. I wouldn't waste time. I would just go down. And let's try and keep them the same height. So if I start at the same height, the number 2, look at my hand again. I'm going to go around my thumb and across. There's the number 2. Let's do the number 3 with my hand again. Can you see my hand? Let's do it. Let's go around. It's the same start as the number 2, but we do it again. There's 3. Now let's use the hand again for the 4. We go down and across, and then we cross it again. 4. Let's do the number 5. I'm going to use my hand again because actually when we go down straight and then around, just like the 2 and the 3, it's the same for the 5. I just have to put the hat on. And now for the number 6, I'm going to go down here. Number 6 is in the hand. 6. And now for the number 7, I go straight and then straight, diagonally, 7. And now for the number 8, I hope I get this bit right, I do like a capital S. The bottom is there, just like in the bottom of the number 5. And I keep my pencil here, it looks like a capital S. And then I just join it to the top. And now for the last one, the number 9. And the number 9 is a nice curly cur in here. So it's a curly cur. Can you see that? And then I close it up, close it down. Let me show you now in small. It's a 1, 2, the same pattern as the 2, look. Again, 3, down, across, 4, down, the same as the 2 and the 3, that makes 5, 6, across the sky and down from heaven. Now I've made the number 7, 8. Curly cur up here, up, down, 9. Oh, I forgot to do the 0. I haven't got space. Basically, the 0, you can either go in here or you can just do a very big curly cur from the top, like a capital C, and just close it. There's your 0. That's how to form the digits using your hand and your thumb to help you. There are thousands of different types of bees, but we're going to look at the honeybee and number facts, and let's draw it together. So I'm going to draw the head of my bee. Again, I'm not looking at a bee to copy it, so I'm just going to do my best. There's the head, 1. Here's the next body part. This is called the thorax. 2, and here's the third body part. This bit is called the abdomen. And in a honeybee, this is the largest on the one queen bee that's in the hive. So we've got 1, 2, 3 body parts. If this is 0, 1, 2, 3 goes here on my number line. 3 body parts, yes, that means it's an insect. Did you know that an insect usually has 2 antennae? Where does 2 go on my number line? Here. 2 antennae. It has 1 proboscis, that's like a long tongue that comes out to go in the flowers to get the nectar. 1 goes here. What's another number that's important when we're looking at insects? I know, it's the number of legs. Now it's really important that you know that the legs of an insect are attached to this part of its body, the thorax. The wings and the legs are attached here. When you draw it, try not to put legs coming out of here or the head, but it doesn't matter if you do. So this could be one leg. I'm just going to make the other one match as best I can. Here's another leg. And here's another leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more. Now these back legs on a honeybee are actually really important because they've got something on them. Now obviously the real legs, they look much more muscly. They have a little joint here, etc., and little things on the end. But this is not an art lesson, but it is a sort of science lesson. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where the 6 goes. Now we need a number 4 and a number 5. Well, what do we have 4 of on a honeybee? We have 4 wings. We have 1 and then a smaller one. What's amazing is when the honeybee flies, they're out. But when a honeybee is not flying, they fold in and have a little hook so that they stay together. That's 4 wings. Now, did you know that a honeybee has a very big eye here and here? It looks like one eye, but actually it's lots of little eyes. But we call it a compound eye. And in the front of its head, it's got 3 more eyes. So altogether, a honeybee has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyes. Now, I don't know what a honeybee has 7 of. Now, this isn't necessarily true, but I'm going to draw 7 lines here, curving it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just because we're learning about numbers. What could I do for the number 8? Remember, that's like a capital S, and then you close it. I suppose 8 could be the number of bits of pollen. I didn't tell you about a honeybee's leg. So on a honeybee's leg, a worker bee at the back, they have these little hairs. And in these hairs, like a basket really, is where the honeybee collects pollen. Now if we want pollen, let's put 8 little bits of pollen. I'm just going to get my paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go, 8 bits of pollen on that leg. And let's do a curly k, up, down. Pretend that's the pollen basket. And let's do 9 little bits of pollen on this leg. They're usually stuck together, so I'll put them closer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fabulous. And now for the number 10, where we write the number 1 and the number 0 next to it, because it took me nearly 10 minutes to draw this. And now for some painting. If you want to join in with this, you can now do a little bit of painting. What's quite nice when you're doing this is to take perhaps a bigger brush, and I'm going to do the yellow bits first. Let me try and get some yellow. And with the yellow bits, I am going to do here. Now, if you don't have paints, do not worry, because you can use colouring pencils or felt tips. I prefer colouring pencils myself. I think some teachers prefer pencils, but if you have felt tips, use felt tips. Try and stay within the lines if you can. Don't worry if you can't. Now, the body itself is a sort of black and brown hairy thing, but we will do black. And again, because they're all little hairs, it doesn't matter if it goes over a little bit. So we can just do a little bit here. Again, don't worry too much about staying inside because they are little hairy bits. There's the thorax. Now let's do the head. The head is also this colour. Very black, shiny eyes. The eyes are much blacker. And even the legs. Get a bit of brown, to put a bit of brown on here as well. Can you see I'm holding the brush the same way as I would hold a pencil? What you might want to do is on the wings, they have some very light, do not press hard at all, but they have some little veins that go out like this. And if you want to colour the wings in, you can do it just by getting a little bit of this and colouring it in like that. Do you see? Nice and pale. A little bit of this. There we go. And there's your gorgeous honeybee. You might want to make the yellow a bit more yellow. And you can do that here. There you go, your honeybee, which has got numbers.
And here's some honey that our bees made last year. Can you see the honeycomb and the hexagonal shapes with the wax on top and the honey underneath? Delicious.
One proboscis, also one stinger if you are a female worker bee. 2 antennae, 3 body parts, 4 wings, 5 eyes, 6 legs coming out of the thorax, 7 I just made up a number of lines to draw, 8 I just made up the number of pollen bits here which they get from the inside of a flower, 9 I just made up the number to put on here, and 10 hopefully the number of minutes that this will take you to do. Have fun.
Look carefully at this photograph, maybe press pause, and in a minute you're going to see another one. See if you can spot which 3 insect items have been removed. Can you see which 3 are missing? You can always go back and check if you were right. This is a photograph I took last spring of some of our bees drinking their own honey. And here they are busy making honey and capping the cells, ready for them to have over winter. Without honeybees and other pollinators, our world would be a much sadder place.